Best thing about this is I'm telling this story in front of some people I work with and used to work with. So tomorrow maybe I won't be working with them at all. We'll see. Good times, bad times. So for me, I'm going to go back to 2001, and for me it was great times. I had the job which I thought at the time was my dream job. From the time I was a little kid and I realized I was a terrible athlete and I was never going to be a pro basketball player, I wanted to be a sportscaster. And I became a sportscaster. I was the guy on the weekend news going, hey, here come the highlights, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm working in Mobile, Alabama. And I grew up in South Jersey, so I blended into Mobile, Alabama really well. I mean, they really loved me down there. They absolutely loved me. It took me about a week and a half to realize that I hated Mobile, Alabama. I wanted no parts. It was great swimming in the Gulf in October, but other than that, I don't need to hear that Leonard Skinner song anymore. I don't need to hear Roll Tide ever again for the rest of my life. But so I'm working in Mobile, Alabama, and my dream is, all right, I'll be here for a couple of years, and then SportsCenter's going to call, and then I'm going to be like me and Bob Costas at the Olympics. It's going to go great. And those were the good times. And here come the bad times. So I am working, it's early September, and it's the first weekend of the college football season. This mic doesn't want to cooperate. Stand with me here. Let's get rid of that. So it's the first weekend of the college football season. And in Alabama, guess what the biggest thing is in any sports season? Yes! Don't ever say that again. I hate Roll Tide. So it's the first weekend of the college football season, and I am anchoring the Saturday night news for the sportscast. And Alabama's playing like some school out of like middle of nowhere. They're going to win like 70-0. But I've got all my work done. I've edited my actual videotapes, which they don't do actual videotapes anymore. And I've got everything lined up, wrote my scripts. I'm ready to go. Hair's all right. Tie's all ready to go. And I sit down on the set, put my earpiece in, and I hear 30 seconds out. All right, I'm ready. Last commercial. All right. Craig, we don't have the Alabama tape, which is your first story. We don't have those highlights at all. Do you know where that videotape is? 20 seconds. It's on my desk. So anybody who ever seen the movie Broadcast News? Anybody ever seen that movie? All right. For those of you that haven't, guess what? You're going to hear the story about Broadcast News briefly here. The opening scene of Broadcast News, where Joan Cusack grabs the videotape and she's sprinting through the newsroom and she's banging into people. That's me in real life. So I unplug the microphone, pull the earpiece out, in my head, 20 seconds, sprint down a flight of stairs, grab the videotape, ran by the tape room, look at the guy, and I go, throw it at him. He catches it. I take back up the steps, sit down, put the microphone on. I'm ready to go. The earpiece is in. And now, NBC 15 Sports with Craig. Light comes on, and I'm... Again, this is the bad times right now. First week of the college football season, Alabama on the road. And they're getting ready. Just roll the fucking tape. And I actually said, just roll the fucking tape. So in that split second, I all of a sudden turn into Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. I just do that. And you would think by saying, just roll the fucking tape, the guy would have rolled the fucking tape. All right, I'm struggling up here. I'm hyperventilating. I'm sweating. I'm a hot mess. I got to do this whole like 5-minute sports cast. It's the kickoff of the Alabama football season. Don't say Roll Tide. And there I am, just completely a total mess. And eventually, after what feels like an hour and a half, which was probably 7 seconds, the guy actually rolls the effing tape. And I gutted out through this whole sports cast, and it's all like, and a pass, and a touchdown, and Alabama wins. And Auburn's playing today. And I go through this whole thing. And then finally the newscast ends. The sportscast ends, and it's me and the news anchor sitting there, and there's Bruce going, thank you for that great report, Craig. We'll be back with the last look at the weather after this. And I realize right now my career is totally over. The dream, the Sports Center, me, Bob Costas, it's not going to happen. So I go home that night, and I drink a lot. And the next morning I get up, and I call my news director. And I'm thinking, like, this is, I don't know if you heard. He didn't hear anything. I tell him the whole story. He's like, Craig, why don't you take the day off today? All right, fine. Calls back a couple hours later. Craig, why don't you take Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off as well? And we're going to figure out what we're going to do. So I figured this is bad. And I am a pariah. Now, again, Jersey kid making friends in Alabama. I didn't have many, but that was okay. No one wanted to talk to me anyway. Monday morning, I open up the local Mobile Register newspaper. And there's an article on like page 4, like local sportscaster, horrible things, terrible person going to kill America. And that's the end of it. I'm like, all right, fine. Tuesday, still suspended, still no one will talk to me at the station. Front page of the Mobile Register is my picture. And it's the Macaulay Culkin picture too. It's the hands on the cheeks. And I'm just sitting there by myself in my underwear like this is horrible. And at the time, the paper did this thing, and this is well before like the internet and Facebook and a lot of big talk radio, where you open up the front page of the paper, and on the inside sleeve, they had like local voices of the community and what they thought about issues. All Tuesday was all me. All Wednesday was all me. You know, this guy's horrible, he's the death of society. I was watching, I laughed out loud. Next person, my son saw this, how do I explain this to me? I'm like the hot topic of the day. I'm turning on, like, you know, I'm getting phone calls from people, like friends of mine out of town are hearing about this. I'm like, this is not going to end well. So Thursday I go into work, and it was a warm welcome for me when I came to work on Thursday. And it was kind of agreed upon that I wasn't going to be working there anymore. That's my ding. All right, I'll wrap it up. So we both come to an understanding, my boss and I, that I hate Alabama and pretty much the whole Gulf Coast of Alabama hates me. So my career is done there and I'm going to leave. So I write my letter of resignation, I rent a U-Haul truck, I load up all of my stuff, and one guy I work with finally reaches out to me and he's like, dude, I'm taking you out drinking tonight before you leave town. I'm like, that sounds great. So we go down to like the downtown strip. It's not nearly as cool as Gay Street, but this downtown strip in Alabama. And I was the hero of Alabama that night. Because it took bar one for someone to recognize me as, you're the guy! Say it! Come on, say it, say it! I'm like, roll the fucking tape, get him a shot! Yay! We go to the next bar, you're the guy! Like, yeah, that's me. And I've never worked in sportscasting again, so thank you very much.
Craig, everybody. Great job.